All right, welcome everybody back to another episode of Out of the Box podcast. Thank you so much for joining us. Today, I'm going to be introducing you to my friend Joey Lewis. He is a firearms instructor. Decided to start a private firm to do that. He is you can't ever say former Marine, but a Marine, because once a Marine, always a Marine. I've learned that. Most of my friends, after 9/11 happened, like that was their thing. So, I'm a Marine, period. Unless you really mess up, and then you're a former Marine. So, we're here in Oklahoma City. I'm kind of bundled up today. Joey's really bundled up because we had a ice storm that has just unbelievable. I mean, it looks like tornadoes went down every single street. Just covered here in the snap, crackle, and pop, and then hopefully you don't get a hole in your roof. So, it's been pretty nuts. But without further ado, I want to introduce to you my friend Joey Lewis. We have a Joey.
Tell a little bit about myself. So, as he said, I was in the Marine Corps. I was in a anti-terrorism unit for 4 years, and then I got out mistakenly. I let someone talk me. I wanted to stay in, but I let a buddy talk me into getting out.
So, what was your anti-terrorist thing?
So
kind of whatever you're allowed to talk about. What?
No, you can talk about it. So there's nothing, no secret school stuff or anything. Okay. So basically, once you leave infantry school, so you leave boot camp, and then you go to infantry school, and then they're basically like, you and you are going to the East Coast. The rest of you are going wherever we need you.
Okay.
And so I went to the East Coast. Basically, I showed up to a unit that was just standing up. Like, there was nobody there. It was really crazy. Like, really crazy. So I get there and you're like, is this what the Marine Corps is supposed to be like? Like, there's nobody in my unit. Like, I had like a PFC, which is like E2, like, as like a platoon sergeant. I'm like, this is so weird, you know? It's like being in boot camp, but now these guys are your, like, NCOs. Because it was slowly building, you know. I literally am a plank holder, like a regional member of that unit.
Oh, wow. Yeah. That's cool.
Which is really weird, is I'm a plank holder 3 times in 4 years.
Oh, wow.
That's unheard of.
So plank holder being like the start of a new division or new,
wow. A new battalion.
That's cool.
It's crazy. It's unheard of. Unheard of.
You're just special, Joey.
Man, it was a weird 4 years, I'll tell you
I bet so.
So basically, I get there, guys trickle in from all over. You know, they're trickling in from different units because, you know, guys are getting out of security forces were being sent to the fleet. So essentially, we eventually stand up and they start training. We did some pretty high speed training because we were under the MEB and not under division. And being under MEB, you have more money. So we were able to train more, which was really cool.
That's good.
Yeah. So I did that, and then I got out. And this is a funny story. So, you know, I'm enjoying civilian life, but I actually tried to go back in because I was kind of like, man, I kind of miss the Marine
I'm bored.
Yeah. I was used
just
to
normal civilian life sucks.
Yeah, I was just used to like a very, structured day. You like get up, you PT, you had a whole plan of a day, you know, plan of events for your whole day. You get to civilian world and you're just like, this is it, just get up, go to work, and there's no, it was kind of boring too.
That is boring.
So
most people live that way. It's kind of sad.
Oh man, it just wasn't clicking for me. You know, I gotta go to college. You know, I gotta do something different.
I gotta do something to keep myself occupied.
So my little brother, he's wanting to go to school, right? Mm-hmm. So he says, man, I'm thinking about going to the Guard. I'm like, I'm not going to the Guard. Have fun. But you know how little brothers are. They like guilt trip you. So he guilt trips me
Joey
into, going into the Guard. And then this, as soon as I sign the dotted line, I'm in. Because Marines don't have to go to Army boot camp. You're just in.
Got you.
Well, he pops out on his piss deck. So now he's not going in, and I'm stuck for 6 years. And you're stuck going.
Dang it.
Oh, I was pissed. I was like, you little cocksucker. Like, I didn't even want to be here. Like, you talked me into this.
Dang it.
Oh, yeah. So, I mean, eventually I got out, but I did some cool stuff. I was in a scout unit there. It was cool.
Okay.
I went to college, and college was interesting. You know, it was eye-opening because I'd been in a very structured world, and I hadn't been around civilians that much, just that partying and drinking around them, but like not in a setting. So when I get to college,
8 to 5 or just like just these normal things. Yeah. Which university did you go to?
So I went to OSU, OKC to knock out my basics.
Right. It's cheaper there.
Yeah, cheaper. It's easier. It's more flexible.
Not driving to Stillwater.
Yeah, I was like, not down with that. You know. So I go to college and I'm just bombarded by like little smart asses. You know, like you're just like, these 18-year-olds have never experienced life. Want to try to tell you about life. Right,
and you're at 20...
I was 26.
26? Yeah. Just served years in the Marines.
Yeah, literally.
Served time in National Guard.
This was like 2000... Late 2008. Gotcha. I've barely been out a year.
Gotcha.
And these kids are trying to tell me... So there was a class, I'll never forget this. I was originally doing business stuff my first 2 years.
Okay.
And this teacher, so I'm just being the Marine I was, I read the chapter first while the teacher's ranting. I'm listening, but she's just ranting. And she rants and rants and rants. And I'm like, I read the whole chapter, and I'm like, she is just spewing her own liberal views to the whole class. And I literally raised my hand, and she said, yes. I was like, is this bullshit going to be on the test? And she was like, what? And I was like, I've read the whole chapter and there's nothing about what
None
you're
of this stuff
about.
Is in this book.
And she's like, you out in the hallway right now. So we go out there and she's like putting her hand in my face. And I'm like, first of all, if you're not a drill instructor, don't ever put your hand in my face. And I was like, we can talk like human beings. And she's like, well, I'm the teacher, you know, give me this letter. And I'm like, look, if you want to spew your guts about that, do that on your own personal time. People are paying to learn what's in the book so we can get out of this class with a grade and move on in life. This is why college is destroying America.
Oh, amen, dude.
Oh, man.
Nobody, you know, it's just like athletes. Nobody gives a damn about their opinion.
None.
You were there to play a game so we can forget about life.
Yeah.
Nobody
entertainment.
cares.
That's it.
That's what you are. That's crazy. So, and also, by the way, we know each other because of your cousin, Eric.
Yeah.
And that dude was my first guest, and he finally...
He's going to vote.
Registered to vote.
He's going to be an actual American. This is really bad for anybody who's in the firearms industry. I love them all. I think these guys are all very important.
Right.
You know, where people are like, oh, that's your competition. I don't look at them like that. It's like, these people need to be out here.
If they can serve my clients and I can't, I need them. I need somebody to serve my people.
I don't want to, you know, beat up on people. Oh, I wouldn't do it. Man, who cares? He's out teaching people.
Yeah.
And for the most part, they're teaching them good stuff. You know, I mean, yeah, if there's some jackass stuff, you need to address it. But for the most part, the people I follow are all important. They know what they're doing.
Gotcha.
So, to circle into that, Joe Biden's gun plan, which is bad for these businesses. So, essentially what he wants to do, so like we were talking about earlier, a suppressor or a short-barreled rifle, which isn't that damn short. Still this damn big.
Still really long.
You know?
So that was about 2 to 3 feet, by the way.
Yeah.
With the arm span.
So, he basically wants... So what a universal... background check is an ATF background check.
Okay.
So a suppressor, say you're the suppressor dealer, you're the gun store, I buy it from you. You hold on to that until the ATF gets done with their background check. It takes 8 months to a year.
Jeez.
On top of that, so if that thing costs $600, I have to pay a $200 tax stamp.
Okay, do they lick the stamp for you?
I hope so. I hope so. You gotta have that government spit on there. But yeah, so they send you this side. I think it's 3 pages. You have to carry this around with you everywhere that goes. I can't just own it and keep it at home. I have to make copies of this crap and carry it around. Okay. So he wants to do that for every firearm and or magazine that holds over 10 rounds.
That's insane. So you're saying that if you buy a gun, you pay for a gun, you don't get it until your background check is done, plus $200 on top of that for the ATF.
Yeah, plus
universal background
extra
check.
money if you want to build a trust, which essentially keeps the government from coming in and taking it. Once I pass away, I can trust it throughout the family.
Which is really smart. There's a lot of
super smart.
So real estate, we do the same thing.
Yeah.
So that way, it's you don't have to worry about probate or whatever. Like, it just passes through.
Yeah, and if you buy it from a good company, they'll tell you that. Spend the extra money here.
Gotcha.
It's going to be better in the long run. Keeps the government out of your hair.
Gotcha.
But,
and one other thing. So also with clips too. Like, you're not talking about just guns. Like, you're talking about clips that they hold more than how many bullets?
Yeah.
Magazines.
Yeah.
Okay. So they hold more than
per magazine.
So $10 for a magazine, but then
$200 for the stamp.
And then you might not get it for 8 months because...
Oh, probably longer. So it's 8 months for the people right now who are buying suppressors and short barrel rifles, which isn't a lot of people.
Right. I mean, it's very minimal.
Every person who buys a gun is going to flood this system. You may not get your gun for 2 years. Imagine, let's just say, half of America, let's just say 150 million, all buy guns. And you have one agency, the ATF, doing all that, who can't even do it well right now.
Yeah, 8 months.
Is not going to be able to circle that fast enough. Which you already, so how we talked about this before, you already get a background check when you buy a gun. The only loophole is they always take the gun show loophole. It is kind of a loophole because in state laws, like in Oklahoma, I could sell you a gun and not run a background. This is where we have to come and meet in the middle.
Right.
What would be that big of a hassle paying a $15 fee to OSBI? Right now, they need to make this happen. A hotline that right there on the phone, I can boom. Here's this guy's information. I get it on his ID. So you are held accountable. You run his information. And so they kind of have this. So the way they want you to do it is an FFL, Federal Firearms License. Basically means that we could come together to that guy and he could run it. I would essentially believe that's how it works.
Okay.
Where I think you don't really need that because that's more ATF jargon in your life. Because they're going to have to come to your house and expect, because you could get firearms shipped to you. You're an FFL. So I think they need to have a separate thing where if I just wanted to sell you a gun, I don't need to go through all of that. Why can't I just call a hotline? You run his background. It's good to go. We sell the gun. The liability's transferred to you. It's off of me.
Right.
You go do a crime. You go to jail. I'm clear.
Right.
Why can't we meet in the middle there?
I mean,
we don't need all this extra
Joey, that's
regulation.
Common sense. What's wrong with you?
I know. It's ridiculous.
What's the matter with you?
It's just a deal. All you do is, hey, man, we're two business guys. Let's strike a deal. I'm not going to go for this wild, extreme one. That's not. We're going to meet you in the middle. We're going to get rid of the actual loophole they're talking about.
Right.
But we're not going to deal with the ATF. The ATF is, I mean, do you know ATF? Alcohol, tobacco,
and firearms.
Alcohol's not illegal. Tobacco's not illegal. And firearms aren't illegal. Why the hell does this organization exist?
I don't know.
It's ridiculous.
Because it's the bureaucracy that never dies.
We should do a podcast where I take you out and we shoot the suppressor, and you can see how freaking loud it is.
Let's do that.
It's not the damn movies where it sounds like I'm dropping a dime.
Pew, 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 pew.
It is loud. If I was to fire it out in the street, everyone would look.
See, that is not what Hollywood says.
No,
dude.
well, so there are like 9mm rounds, 45 rounds, because it's all bullet. You got to understand how bullets work and how fast they travel.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can slow it down where it's quiet, for sure. You can do that, but you should still have to. I mean, you're still going to run a background check on this person, and people aren't going to be running around. Just like, so remember when they passed constitutional carry, they thought, oh my God, everybody's going to be the wild, wild west. Everybody's going to be killing each other. We literally had no problems.
No,
It's
because now
business as
criminals are
usual.
concerned that you're going to get shot because you don't know who's carrying.
Yeah. It's literally been business as usual.
Yeah, it has.
It's insanity.
Yep. And it's hilarious that that's what people had to, whenever I heard about that coming into play. I'm like, whenever we were in Wyoming, we met a guy. I just took my family out to Montana. We just came back. But I met this guy that he's been traveling around the U.S. trying to find. He's from California. He's trying to find a new place to live. And I don't know what he does, but he's just been traveling. And he said, I'm thinking about moving to Wyoming. I was like, well, tell me why. And he showed me a picture. And he said, it was to a restaurant. And it said, welcome to Wyoming. Come enjoy dinner. And just assume everybody's armed. That's what it said right on the door.
That's how it should be.
I mean,
it keeps people in check.
It keeps, if there's no threat, like the reason why, I mean, Chicago is the worst place in the entire country and it has the strictest gun laws on books.
Oh, it's absurd.
Because there's no fear from people that are criminals to get shot.
Well,
unless they're shooting at another criminal.
They've created a democratic paradise there. I just feel my direction is like, I still like training, man. I love training people. I love doing the one-on-ones. I really do. I love it. But I have always been drawn to like the psyche of humans. Like, how does our brains work? And like, how do we like make people better? That needs to be a thing.
No, absolutely. Well, and man, one thing that I love about it is that, you started this business. So why did you start the business?
I started just because there were guys that were doing, the traveling gun thing, and I wanted to do that.
Okay.
I was like, man, I want to travel training and, doing the shooting thing because I love it. I love shooting. I've met a lot of cool people, made a lot of great friends shooting. A lot of cool dudes, man. Like, but the more I did it, the more I like started to find my actual passion with it. Because I love getting deep with people.
Yeah.
Like, people always say, man, sometimes they're like, man, I feel like you're studying me. Because I've been in groups where I'm not the loud, I'm not the loudest can that makes all the noise, like I'll literally watch people and just listen to them and then find when it's time to engage.
That's why your girlfriend likes you.
Probably. I'm a good listener. But
well, man, just it's such a blessing that you got to take it from what you wanted to do. Like, that's the reason. Like, that was enough motivation for you to start Mantis, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then, did you name it after General Mantis, by the way?
No, it was Mantis, like the praying mantis.
Oh, praying mantis.
I used to do martial arts a lot. I used to do kung fu.
Okay.
And I've done jujitsu and I boxed, and I loved I used to be a nerd with the kung fu moves, and I loved this mantis kung fu because a mantis studies people.
Okay.
And its tactic is to be still and when to strike. This little bitty bug, it's like this big, can kill a lizard that's this big.
Holy cow.
It could kill birds.
No idea.
Yeah.
Wow. Because
they study their environment until they know that weakness of that creature and they strike.
Wow. That's fantastic. That's awesome. All right, so Mantis. That's pretty badass.
I originally wanted to be Mantis Tactical, but Google had other ideas. Someone had already had the domain name. So I was like, well, it sounds big. Global sounds big. So
Global does sound big. I like it.
But that was why I picked Mantis. I've always been I like little, it's fun to see a whole art that was developed from a little bitty insect.
Yeah.
A whole art of fighting. That's cool as hell.
I think so too. Well, and that also allows for, you started out with a vision of something, and then as entrepreneurs, you have a regular 8 to 5, but this is your passion, and you've made a way to make make some extra money at it, but you get to serve people. Because part of our podcast is I want to always know how people are being generous with their time, energy, and money.
Yeah.
And with your business, you get to give life back to veterans.
Yeah.
Because that camaraderie.
Empower people, that's the other mission, is empowering people. I like to be the affordable option. I get guys that you should charge more. I'm like, it's not about that for me.
Mm-hmm.
It's not about money has never been the force that drives my soul.
Mm-hmm.
I love watching someone light up when they leave. Yeah. They didn't have to spend an arm and a leg, and they actually light up by the end of the day. The light bulb clicks on, and I've learned some shit today.
Awesome.
These dudes taught me some stuff, and they go out and they become a better American. They're part of the 2A community now. That's what it's about.
Mm-hmm.
Being a part of the community, being comfortable with carrying that gun, knowing how to work that weapon.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, I literally just trained a college. I'm not going to mention her name, but she's an athlete at a college around here, and she came out to train. Her dad called me. He's like, "Hey, my daughter wants to carry, but she needs some training." And he hit me. I was like, "Well, yeah." Well, I met her at the range. We worked for like 3 solid hours. She goes, "I didn't realize it was this much to this." It's like there's so much more.
Yeah,
it's like
you just got a little bit.
It's like you've got just the taste. Now we're just gonna keep building on it and making you an actual better citizen. Because like when I was in college, I did a paper about like concealed firearms on college campus, and literally the colleges that allow it, crime went down in a 3 square mile. No one wants to be attacking women that are running, or a man, it doesn't matter. Attack a human who may be packing heat.
True statement.
You know?
True statement. And it comes back to that thing. The reason why Chicago is so bad is because the fact that they don't have any repercussion they know of for being a criminal and harming somebody else with a gun, versus places like Wyoming even Oklahoma. Like, our crime has gone down substantially from what I understand, since that you don't know who's carrying. So you don't know if you're going to be a fool and try to rob somebody if they don't have a gun too.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and I remember some of the Black Lives Matter protests. I can't remember what state it was in, but this guy literally, he was bragging about how nobody's going to stop us because they don't have the guts to stop us. And he pointed a gun at somebody in a vehicle, and the guy in the vehicle shot and killed him. Austin.
Happened in Austin.
Yeah.
Pointed AK-47 at him.
Yeah, and
he got shot.
And he got shot and died.
Now he's dead.
And now he's dead for being stupid.
And that's what happens when you point. That's one of the safety rules.
Don't point a weapon
at someone you don't want to kill or destroy.
Yeah.
Well, he pointed playing games, and then he got one pointed back and got destroyed.
Yep.
Which is literally one of the safety rules.
Yeah.
You know, that's another thing, man. People, there's riots. Just don't go down there. Don't go looking for trouble. Like, Eric and I had that on our front door because we live downtown.
Right.
And, you know, I'm not scared, but I can see how, like, other people, like our neighbors, were, like, generally had some fear in them. They're not used to that kind of life.
Right.
You know, these people have worked really hard to have really nice stuff.
Really
We've seen
nice
the
house,
places
cars.
next to us.
Yeah, they're super nice.
$600,000 homes.
Yeah.
And literally, like, we have families that live there. And I was at work, you know, the night before when they were getting their windows busted out. He's got families in these homes. And they came and talked to me. I said, that's not going to happen tonight.
Yeah.
And I stood out there, and I was in the middle of these groups. I wasn't being threatening. I wasn't pointing guns at anybody. Just very stern and told them, not in our neighborhood, you know. And they're like, well, blah, blah, blah. I don't care if you want to protest, but you're not going to do it on my freaking block. You can do it down there where it's supposed to be going on.
Yeah, there's permits for that.
You don't need to be in our neighborhood. No. Be that. You're mad at the cops. Go be mad at the cops. They're down there to listen. They're all standing out there.
They're all ready for you.
The cops have a hard job.
Tremendously
People have
hard.
no idea the stress level it is. It's not like the firemen. You call them to get a cat out of the tree or put a fire out. You're calling cops because there's something jacked up going on.
Yep. Absolutely.
And that's all night. My buddy works, I think, 8 12s in a row. 8 12s in a row. And 12 hours you're getting called out, you know, all night for crap situations.
Yeah. At night you don't know what's going on. You have no idea what somebody else might do.
You know, these people, whoever, it doesn't matter, race, color, or creed, comply with the police and everything will be fine.
Melatonin don't matter.
You know, if a cop tells you, please get out of the vehicle for my safety, just get out of the damn car.
Yeah.
It's actually a law. It's actually the law. When they said it's against, no, it's an actual law by the Supreme Court for officer safety. Just get out of the car. If you have nothing to hide, get out of the car.
Unless you just have a defiant heart, and then there's a whole other situation going on there.
I mean, if you really want to escalate that situation, then you're putting your own life in jeopardy.
Yeah.
And if you're doing it with a family or a child, you're just a horrible human being.
Straight up.
Because you're just jeopardizing your family's life.
Yep.
That has nothing to do with cops are bad or blah, blah, blah. It all has to do is you're making horrible decisions. It has nothing to do with race.
Yeah.
When there was like 9 colored people killed last year by cops. 9.
Yeah.
Doesn't even factor on a percent scale with 328 million people.
Yeah.
That's going to be like 0.0000000, you know, like, come on. Like,
yeah.
I don't believe that America is racist. I believe there are racist people, not a racist country.
Totally agree.
You know.
Well, Joey, man, we've had a fantastic conversation.
Yeah.
Talked about all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
But, man, I really appreciate you coming on. Tell people where they can find you also.
Oh, yeah. So on IG, Mantis Global, and then you can find us on Facebook as well.
Okay. And tactical training, firearms training.
If you're in the market for, you know, learning to be comfortable with a firearm, hit us up.
Right
it's affordable. You're going to learn a lot with a quality staff. That's what it's all about.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So it's all about making America better people.
Absolutely. Well, I got some people I'm going to make sure to bring down, and because they've never fired firearms before.
Oh yeah.
So
those are
that's good. Those are your favorites.
They got no bad habits.
Yeah.
Easier to train.
Yeah, you know, I tell people with that whenever I was training people for doing construction stuff, I don't want the guy that's been there for 20 years. Like, I will take the time to train somebody because they don't have all of that.
My way.
Yeah.
Right.
If you got time to lean, you got time to clean.
God,
that's what my mentor taught me.
Yeah, I remember that slogan.
Man, whenever I was, I had an old partner on some jobs, and man, he was okay with everything just like being a mess, and then at the very end he would clean it all up. It's like, I'm out. Like, if this is your place, I'm gone. Like, I'll come and do my stuff, and my stuff's all nice and neat, but like, this space is yours.
Yeah,
because I need clean. My brain needs to work. And I'm not saying I'm the cleanest person. My wife will definitely attest to that. Like, I have bad habits, but at the job site, things are clean. It doesn't look like I was there whenever I got there, and it doesn't look like I was there whenever I left. So, but Joey, thanks for coming on, man.
Yeah, man.
We'll have you on again and talk again soon.
Yeah, it was fun.
Appreciate you.
Take it easy.